Unlike many of my other behaviours, when I'm teaching loose lead walking, I try to not start this behaviour with a food lure. I often find that the food lure becomes such a huge cue for the behaviour, it's difficult to reduce it later on. I'm going to use my body and my voice to encourage the dog to be in the position that I want, which is just being next to me. When I start walking, I say to my dog, okay, or I straight on, or whatever it is that you might use to cue your dog to come with you. I'll take a couple of steps, and if my dog stays next to me, I will click, I will stop, I will get my food, I'll feed my dog next to me. So if I feed my dog in that position next to me, that's the best place for that dog to be, and that's the place where that dog's going to return to before I start walking on again. And when I walk on again, I'm going to say, okay then, come on, or whatever it is, to ask the dog to come with me. I want my dog to learn that walking next to me is the best place for them to be, rather than them worry about a consequence if they pull towards the end of the lead. I build up the distance that I walk with my dog quite gradually, and I also try to mix up the direction that we walk in. I want to be quite unpredictable, so that the dog realises it's the location of being next to me rather than a destination that we're trying to get to. If my dog does pull in a direction I don't want them to go to, all I'll do is hold my lead still and remain static. I do not pull or tug on the lead, and I definitely don't move with my dog. If my dog starts pulling towards something, say they've noticed something that looks like it might smell quite nice, I make sure that I stay still. If the dog pulls and I go with them, they just learn they have to pull quite hard to get to where they want to go. If I don't mind my dog having a sniff of that patch of grass or whatever it was they wanted to sniff, I'm just going to wait until they go loose on the lead, and then I'm going to walk with them to that patch of grass. This way they're going to learn that they still have access to the things that they want, they just have to move towards it in an appropriate fashion. I really just want to emphasise now that my lead is not used to influence where my dog moves to. My lead is there purely to prevent my dog from going somewhere that they shouldn't be going to. I want to keep my lead nice and loose in my hand. I don't want to be putting any tension through that lead. If I were to hold it tight, then I'd be applying a little bit of pressure inadvertently down into the collar, and that might cause my dog to start leaning into that collar a little bit, which could potentially encourage them to start pulling. When I'm practicing loose lead walking, I'm going to start it off in a very low distraction area, so probably inside or maybe in my back garden. I build up the duration and the difficulty of this behaviour before I move on to places that have got more distractions. So if I'm now practicing in the park, we've added all of these other distractions, the sights, the smells, the sounds of everything that's around, so I might have to increase my rate of reinforcement to help that dog and to set them up to be successful. Like with all of my behaviours, I want to keep these sessions short and fun for my dog to participate in. If I'm finding that my dog was doing really well, but suddenly that behaviour is starting to drop, I might just consider, how long have I been doing this behaviour for? Is my dog now tired? Is my dog distracted by something? Have I reduced my rate of reinforcement too quickly? If in doubt, take a break, have a little think about it, and come back to it later.